Damn hat's bent. Shit. Because I dropped it on the damn, kicked it down the hill when I dropped it off my hat. But anyway, this is my old hat, just one I kick around the house with. Yeah, I just kick around the house with or whatever. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. If you watch, if you don't, hey, man, you're missing out. But the subject of today is basically, do we live in a police county? Do we have any rights in our county? These are just going to be some points I'm going to throw out at you, and you can determine this. First, before I get to that, there was I posted on my page, I posted the formal complaint that I made to our county commissioners, which regard the despicable behavior that we have had experienced by our county commissioner, Bobby Cheshire. I put in a formal complaint. Let's see how far that goes. I also put in a Freedom of Information request to the sheriff of Angelina County, and all that apply, or all who is employed, bucks, cats, bucks. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All that apply to the standard rules for operating seizures, the use of force, deadly force, and what they consider their definitions. I have posted those things, and I have sent them off. Now, I got an interesting comment, and I'm not going to call it names. I don't like to put people on. I don't do that. But anyway, here was the comment that I got. Was the fact is that, well, why don't you get off your computer and go ask them yourselves? Okay, good question. Let me tell you why. 552 of the United States Penal Code, and also the United States Code, and also that carries over to the Sunshine Act into the state of Texas. This means in order to actually obtain information from a government entity, you need to put it in writing, and you need to provide specifically what you want. And you don't have to tell them why you need it. You just have to put it in writing so they can respond. Now, I'm sorry that you don't know this statute 552 of our Constitution, Texas State Constitution, but here's how it reads. You have to put it in writing. Once you put it in writing and they receive it, guess what? Then there's 10 days that they have to respond. If they don't, they get held accountable by the Attorney General of the state of Texas. This is the proper way of obtaining information. If you go up and ask these politicians to provide this information, they ain't going to give it to you. We have witnessed that. So how do we get around the bullshit that we've been told or have been led to believe or whatever so they can still play their game? We do it legally. This is the method that I'm using right now to do it legally, to call out the corruption that we have currently in Angelina County. In other words, I'm not just getting up and showing my ass so they can call me stupid, they can call me crazy. No, I put in documentation to where, you know what, if you don't respond, guess what? Other people will be involved, and they're going to look down and they're going to review these cases. If I don't get a response in 10 days, guess what? The next step it goes to is the Attorney General of Texas. Skip all the bullshit. And then you deny them the opportunity to give you bullshit and not act upon what you deserve as a, wait, sorry, beer with Beowulf. That's good beer. So you have to go about this the legal way and take the long way around, because the fact is that's the way our government works. But you have to know these tools. And so before you actually pop off and tell somebody, well, won't you just go out? Because we've tried that. The citizens of Angelina County have tried to get them to tell us the truth, but all we get is bullshit. Maybe it's time that we get legal proof on paper of what they actually have. So you and I can present our case when we go to the city council, when we go to the county commissioner's office. We can present a case. Here is what it actually says, not what you make up. This is part of being a citizen. How that you obtain information to gain information to you that you can make an educated decision. I'm sorry that I have to explain this because it's all written out right here. And then the laws that go along with that, and how do you actually get things done. It was kind of shocking to me to where somebody, why don't you go up? That's what we've done in the past. Go up and ask them, and we trust them. And that's what we've done in the past is go ask them personally. Can you provide this information? No, I'm not legally responsible. You need to have to go put it in writing. It needs to be a document that's been sent directly that you can date snap it and you can say, I sent this, and it starts with the time you send it, they receive it for 10 days. How it works. But this brings up another question to me, or whatever, is that, and here's what I'm understanding, is that there's a lot of individuals in Angelina County who want to participate in their government. They want to ask the right questions. They want to, and they're frustrated because the fact is, you know what? They've been fed a lot of bullshit, and they don't know what your legal rights are. And that is something that I'm not going to hold you accountable for. What I'm saying is find out. You have every tool available to you. It's right on your computer. It'll show you how to file a grievance. It'll show you how to file a complaint. It will show you exactly. And you have documented proof that you filed those complaints. So next week, 2 weeks from now, you can go in front of these individuals. Did you get my complaint? What is your answer to that? In the past, oh, no, I didn't get it. Well, I didn't get it, whatever. We're allowing them to lie to us and feed us a lot of bullshit. So this is just an observation. But if they want to get down in the gutter and they want to play in the gutter and they want to question your intelligence and they want to question your integrity, get right back at them, get right back up in their face and use the legal means to do it. And do not rely on Kerry Kirby. Do not rely on Janet. Don't rely on these individuals who are part of the problem. You do it legally, they say no, illegal. Guess what? You report it. You report it to your state representatives. You report it to the district. You report it to the Justice Department. You report it until pretty much shit. We're hearing the same goddamn thing. And guess what? They're gonna look into it. And they're gonna put it to bed. So the point of this rant is very simple: is that you got to be committed to a cause. You've got to be able to commit to actually obtaining the information that you want and stick by it, because they're going to give you a line of bullshit why they won't, why they can't. And guess what? It's all in front of you. You can read. For too long, they have relied on your lack of the ability to follow up, find out what's legal and what's not. Too long in Angelina County, people say, well, what? Here's the law. We'll tell it to you. Okay. Why can't you do your own research and find out if they're lying to you? That right there is on you. We all know during these last few events, and the last few videos, or whatever, the fact of the matter is that the question comes up: are we living in a police state? Are we living in a police county? I'm just going to ask you first. We currently see a sitting commissioner who blatantly denies to follow the law. We currently have a sitting sheriff who uses excessive force on individuals that he doesn't like. He was mad because they've been called out to the residents multiple times. A Freedom of Information request was sent off by the Lufkin Daily News, and guess what? They will not provide the actual number of times they've been out to call these residents. Can you say something? They're hiding something. So in other words, the bullshit video that he pulled out, he can't produce any evidence that it's correct. There's a case being made. You know what? Okay, if you're going to push this case, guess what? Okay, let me find them. Give me the freedom of information. Give me the information on freedom. How many Freedom of Information Act? I'm sorry, I kind of ran over. I'm sorry, I apologize, but give me the information so I can check what you're saying to make sure it's correct. This is what they don't want you to do. This is what folks of Angelina County have been conditioned to do, just in order to get along, just in order, just in order, as long as, just in order to keep the peace, not causing waves. I have been called many things. I've been called a shit stirrer. I have been called uh, many things, whatever. But the bottom line is, you don't realize what I'm doing is I'm a patriot. Each person has this ability to actually improve their government, that they're sitting government. We have an opportunity to make changes based on the information that's given to us. If they're not giving information, guess what? We have legal means and proper procedures we go through to gain that information to where they can't say no. Are we a police society here? Yes, because we allow elected officials to control our rights and control how we obtain information. We are out. They only tell us what they want to tell us, what they believe is what they want to sell us, and we sit back and we take it. Do we live in a police county? Yes. And here, yeah, this is my opinion. Everybody knows. I've been here going on 8 years. Don't quote me on that, but I've been here going on 8 years. Let me throw something at you. Is that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out the economic balance here in Angelina County. Where Lufkin goes, everybody else goes. Lufkin has got their shit together. Let me give you an example. Who did we go through for direction when COVID-19 hit? Who acted first? Lufkin. City of Lufkin, they put out the CDC orders and what you were required to do when you entered the city of Lufkin. Was Angelina County around it? Nope. They weren't even involved in that because they didn't want to touch it. Why? Because they were running it from the situation. Lufkin stood up because they knew they can't count on our commissioner's office. Lufkin has stood up because they have made it a very good mandate between their police department. Please, if you notice it, they don't want the sheriff's department anywhere around their officers to get them involved in some kind of bullshit. And they do not want any help from surrounding cities because they've taken ownership of their city. They have taken ownership. Now, there are many people who are going to say, well, there's going to be complaints. They did this right, didn't you? But they're not at the beck and call of a county. They make their own decisions. They run their city the way they want to run it. And it's up to the citizens to actually participate in a system where they listen. All of these other satellite cities or whatever depend on Lufkin. And now we're depending on Lufkin because the fact is they are the ones who set policy. They are the ones who are setting an example to our county commissioners, to our city councils, to these individuals who are elected. And they call bullshit too. I heard one time, sorry, they got my dip. Had one time talking to it. There was a disturbance up there or whatever. Some bitch decided to get a shotgun. Was going to go sit in his house and cause a big stink or whatever. And it was out of Lufkin's jurisdiction. The comments were made to the Lufkin PD was, why didn't you get involved? Why didn't you help? Why? It's not my jurisdiction. The point is that they don't want to get involved in the bullshit that goes around in our Angelina County bullshit that we have from our county commissioners and our goddamn judge and our damn county freaking attorney and our DA. They get involved. They have involved way upon that. They've already called bullshit on us. So yes, do we live in a police state? Well, depends on how you look at it. Who runs the government? The people who refuse to follow the law. We have people in our government. The law is set down and stated, and you have to have your county attorney reiterate it to you like you're a freaking 3-year-old, Mr. Cheshire. And you still come out and say, I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. In my complaint, I put down this as a fact. As a matter of fact, is that these are the laws of the land. You and I do not get to choose which laws we follow and which ones we don't. If we do so, we do it in court. That's not what we deal with here in our county government. There are other entities that are running Angelina County because our commissioners are at the beck and call of whom? I know a lot of people here in East Texas or whatever, and you know, I meet cowboys, I meet bikers, I meet all these people or whatever. You know what? They have one rule: don't mess with me, don't mess with my wife, don't mess with my kids, don't mess with my dogs, whatever. And they're willing to fight tooth and nail to actually establish that so people know that about them. They gain respect because of that. Now, there may be people argue with you. There may be people want, but you get the respect. You should make a stance on what you stand for. Our county commissioners, our county judge, these individuals, they deserve no respect. Because when a man can blatantly say, I'm not going to do it, I'm going to break the law in front of you, and there's nothing you will do about it. Is that who we are now? Is that the way it works now? Because if you agree with it, it's the way it works, and you agree with that system, then guess what? You are no longer a democracy. You are a police state. And break it down, you're a police county. So the question, who actually runs Angelina County? There are certain people who know. There are certain people who kept it hush-hush, whatever. But we can all make it a testament that, you know, we see funny things. That the nepotism issue has been going on forever. And we have. Let me just ask you a question. And please, just think about this for a second. The fact is, you've got a city manager who still sits on the school board, both in charge of money, both are responsible for preparing a budget, both are responsible to dictating where these funds go. And there's one man in charge of that. Can you smell a rat? Please tell me you can see the problem with that. And if you do, what you'll do is, well, go by Jimmy Castle's. Well, it's not a conflict of interest because not one's getting paid. I'm bullshit. Look at the Constitution. It is. The fact of the matter is that the people of Angelina County will not act upon it and call them to the mat and actually make them prove it. So what do we do? Well, we vote. We're going to be doing that here. But also the fact is that when citizens, private citizens find something that's wrong, when they find out that this is going on or whatever, they have to bring a case to court. And we're East Texans. We work hard for a living. We put on our boots. We put on, I'm not meaning to be sexist, whatever. We put on our uniform and we just suit up and show up to work, and we work 8 to 12 hours a day just to put food on the table. So what about this? What about if we got to an issue and say, we will fight this in court? Like I said, I ain't got the freaking money for all that, whatever. How about the Cincinnati County get to where if you got to fight, allow it, put it on a GoFundMe account, and guess what? It'll give you funds to fight the good battle and gain support too. And the reason why we don't do that is going to be because we have seen and we have been used by individuals who beg us to get on board. Please, please help us. It's such a wrongdoing. Whatever, just come in, sign a commission, suit up and show up or whatever. And guess what? You don't hear from him anymore. Mr. Stringer, his son was abused at Huntington Independent School District. Does he talk about it anymore? Does he want justice? No. He got paid. He got paid. So he shuts the hell up. That was the deal. Bags of love, the same goddamn thing. Hey, let's go get some sport, whatever, so I can stand up so I can. They still fighting a good fight, no. They got what they wanted. And they used you to get what they wanted. I still want to know what happened to the movement of Justice for Timber. We still don't have that video. And I asked for the video. So it comes down to this, is that, you know what? Are you afraid to know the truth? Are you afraid to know that you need to participate in your government to make it better? Or do you decide to choose, guess what? I'm just going to look out for my ass, myself, screw everybody else, as long as I get what and collectively don't give a shit about the rest of the people here. It comes down to that. You and I witness it all the time in Angelina County. Everybody hates everybody. No one will tip their hat. No one will wave. No one will do anything because they're out for their own goddamn personal gain. And they cannot understand the fact is that you can create your own government. You can create a government where people can actually trouble time. But instead of standing up and doing and saying something and questioning things, you decide to talk behind people's back. You decide to run other people down, which is counterproductive to the reason why you're actually here in Angelina County. You're supposed to be a part of the community. If you refuse to participate in your community, get out. If you refuse to do your job as a citizen and speak out about issues that you know are right or wrong, but you're not willing to be a citizen to exercise your rights, where are you going to go? There are any troubled times right now. We're asking that question across all of the United States of America. We're asking that question. We're asking for people suit up and show up, go vote. We witness across the United States of America. We witness people that are willing to stand up and fight for what they believe in and take on the government. It's not here. And here's the argument will be presented, will be the fact as well. We don't want to cause no waves. We don't want to be the shit stir. We don't want to be all this, whatever. The America was actually created by a bunch of shit stirrers who asked questions, who called bullshit, and didn't stand for the status quo. They looked to make their communities better and were willing to defend it. We don't have that here. Now, the reason why I bring this point up is simple, because the fact is, in the next 6 months, there's going to be major hardships from many people. Our government is going to go through a freaking economic change that shit they ain't ready for. And you're going to be the one to pay for it. What I'm asking is, okay, what type of person are you? Whatever. Like, what? Do I want to lay down, get down on my knees, and bootlick? just for some scraps off the table? Or am I the type of person that can take charge and make change when it's needed so we can prepare what's going to happen next? And for individuals who say, what's next? Let's go on. Let's get this done. I know for a fact there's individuals out there that work all right, man, let's go get this shit done. I don't like it, but let's get it done. This is the same thing that I'm asking from you people. You ain't got to like it, but you got to show up. So do we live in a police county? Yes. Do we know who pulls the strings? We got pretty good ideas. But they are protected by a group of individuals that you will not even challenge. Just because they want to send you a message. I don't know about you, but the East Texas I grew up in, you know what? Don't present a challenge. Don't blow up to me, and do not tell me what I can and cannot do. And I do not like bullies. I do not like being called boy. So I guess I'm asking questions. Where are the old timers? Where are the people who stood up this bullshit? I don't know. If we continue to allow these type of situations to happen in Angelina County by our commissioner's court, by our sheriff's department, by every city council besides Lufkin, we're gonna lose this county. It's gonna be like that Alan Jackson song. It's gonna be happening. We'll be asking what happened to the little man. It's your decision. But whenever you, in 6 months or a year, you get ready to come back home because you had to go somewhere else because you didn't live before here, when you run through the streets of Huntington, when you run through the streets of Diboll, Hudson, Zavala, you're going to be asked the same question Alan Jackson did. They killed the little man. And you allowed it to happen. Good luck to you people. I'm still going to make videos because the fact is that I don't make videos just because you people trying to get you to change your mind. I ain't about all that. What I'm about is I have a record. So anybody within 6 months to a year, I can come back and show you these videos and show you that you can't blame anybody but yourself. People deserve. We have got the governor we deserve it. We deserve better, but it only takes one thing. You to participate and know how to do things. Do it legally. So thank you for the individual who left me the comment. I gave you a reference to exactly what the law is. I gave you a reference so maybe you can look at it. I doubt you'll ever read it, but the fact of the matter is this is how you do things. This is how you do things. In closing, I want to say this right now. Our county has entered into one situation. Let's compare it to the NFL. We're playing with the big boys now. The NFL stands for this, not for long. If you keep acting as if nothing is wrong. All right, guys. Like it, share it, hate me, whatever. I like the comments, though, and I will respond to them. Everybody comments to me on my page. My page is Steve Dubose at Facebook.com. And I got Twitter accounts. I got all that shit, whatever. But I monitor my Facebook account. I don't know how long it's going to be up, whatever, because, they're going through the purge right now. But anyway, do you have any thoughts on this, man? Are you able to speak up for yourself? Or are you scared? That's a question only you can answer. Keep your powder dry. Stay on the swivel. And always, always stay frosty.